Welcome, beloved souls, to Ashiru, a sanctuary where we pause to honor the silent architects of society, the unsung heroes of the everyday. Today we turn our hearts and eyes toward a profession that doesn't wear capes, but carries futures in their arms. A role not spotlighted on stages, yet its ripple touches every corner of the earth. Today we honor the teacher. They are the quiet revolutionaries who do not merely teach subjects. They awaken minds. They don't just hand out lessons, they hand out wings. And it's time we gave them the reverence they so deeply deserve. Let us travel back, far back, to ancient Egypt, where scribes taught pharaohs to write, and knowledge was power wrapped in papyrus. Or to China, where Confucius, the great philosopher, taught not just principles, but purpose. And to India, where the gurukuls thrived, humble forest schools where students lived with their teacher, learning not just academics, but life. In Athens, Socrates sat beneath the trees, questioning the minds of young thinkers, planting seeds of philosophy that would shape Western thought. And in Timbuktu, long before many parts of the world embraced education, African scholars filled libraries with wisdom, because teachers were seen not just as instructors, but as cultural torchbearers. The truth is, behind every empire that rose, every reform that took root, every movement that mattered, there stood a teacher, sometimes named, often forgotten, but always there, holding the lamp that lights the way. Fast forward to today. The blackboard may have turned digital, but the heart of teaching remains unchanged. In classrooms buzzing with energy, in remote villages where chalk is a luxury, in refugee camps under tents, teachers persist. They nurture curiosity in the face of limited resources. They soothe anxieties brought on by global uncertainty. And when a pandemic closed the world, they opened their homes, transforming kitchens into classrooms so children wouldn't be left behind. But make no mistake, this role is not easy. They battle burnout, bureaucracy, and budgets that don't reflect their worth. Some teach overcrowded classrooms, others dip into their own pockets for supplies. Many walk the tightrope between compassion and curriculum, discipline and empathy. And still, they show up. Because for a true teacher, the student is never just a student. They are a possibility in motion. To teach is to believe in something you may never see come to pass. It is the highest form of patience, a sacred vow to pour into others, knowing full well you may never receive applause. It is love, stripped of ego, courage, wrapped in humility. Every time a teacher corrects a sentence, they build a communicator. Every time they encourage a question, they raise a thinker. Every time they say, "You can," they chisel confidence from stone. Teaching is not just a job. It is a calling, perhaps the most human one there is. Picture this. A young boy in inner-city Chicago, lost in grief after his father passed. He starts skipping school, acting out. Most write him off. But one teacher, just one, notices he always scribbles in his notebook. She stays late, reads his poems, encourages him to keep writing. That boy becomes a best-selling author, and in every interview, when asked who changed his life, he says her name. Or imagine a girl in rural Kenya walking miles each day to school. Her teacher notices her hunger and starts bringing extra bread. She grows strong, finishes top of her class, becomes a doctor, and returns to heal her community. Behind every successful adult, there is a teacher who saw them before the world did. To those thinking of walking this noble path, let your heart lead. You will not always be understood. Some days you may feel unseen, but never forget, you are shaping what tomorrow looks like. You are the author of potential, the sculptor of souls. Don't be discouraged by test scores or policies. What you teach far exceeds what can be measured. Teach kindness, teach resilience, teach wonder, and remember, even the smallest lesson, planted with love, can grow into something the world desperately needs. Across continents and cultures, from Tokyo to Togo, Sao Paulo to Sarajevo, teachers carry the same mission: to ignite minds and uplift humanity. They help preserve languages on the brink of extinction. They pass down indigenous knowledge. They challenge stereotypes. They empower the marginalized. Teachers don't just educate individuals, they strengthen communities, they build nations, they heal generations. No matter where you are in the world, someone, right now, is learning to dream because of a teacher. So today, we say thank you to the teachers who stayed late to tutor, who saw the pain behind a smile, who made boring topics magical, who taught not just with a book, but with a heart. You are not just a teacher. You are a guide, a gardener, a guardian of growth. And to everyone watching, reach out to a teacher who changed your life. Leave a comment, share their name, let them know they mattered. If this message touched you, subscribe to Ashiru, where every story honors the quiet strength that holds up our world. Suggest another role you'd like us to celebrate next. Until next time, stay grounded, stay grateful. This is Ashiru.